Hello crafty people, welcome to another video from Crafter's Corner. This is Tejal here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the photo transfer medium from podge that we have in our store. This is a really new product for me, and once I started playing with it, I really fell in love with it, and I cannot think of enough things I can do with it. I mean, there is so much you can do with this, play with this. This is just awesome. Now when you buy the photo transfer medium from podge, you will get applicator brush along with this, and this really helps to get your work done. If you want to see a sample that I've made, so what I made was this canvas. I don't know if I can get the whole thing in frame. Is it focusing? Yeah. So this is what I made. It's a little shorter on the outside because I'm planning to put sentiments all around this. Let me just, okay. So this is an 8x8 canvas, and I printed it on a 7x7 paper, so I had a little bit of an extra workaround room. When I printed, now one thing, when you print, the colors will fade out. Now this is the actual image that I printed out, and this is what you will get once you've done transferring your image to the canvas. So whenever you print it with high contrast, so that when you, if it's a light image, it will become even lighter after transferring onto your project. You can transfer these images on a lot of mediums. You can transfer them on paper, you can transfer them on wood, you can transfer them on fabric. So imagine you can print up a little image, do it on a small shirt for a little baby. You can do images for yourself on your t-shirts. You can transfer images onto your handbags, totes, canvas bags, on your shoes. You can go crazy with this. So I'll just show you how it is done, and then I'll keep telling you in between as I do this. Now I have printed this, it's just a free clip art image. Of course it had to be butterflies. Yeah, now a couple of things when you are printing out your image. First of all, you need to print it out on a laser printer or have a photocopy of the image, that is Xerox. Do not use your actual photographs, and do not use an inkjet printer, because this medium is a water soluble medium, so your inkjet printer will just run all over the place. You need some ink that is permanent. So, and especially if you're doing any word quotes, or if you have made a photograph in Photoshop and if you've added a quote underneath, whenever you're printing, print a mirror image, because this image is going to go face down on your surface. So if I print this the right way, the image that I'm going to get is a mirror image of what the actual image is. So it's always better to print out a mirror image of your photograph, your clip art, whatever that you want. Especially if it is text, make sure you print it out in the mirror image. Your laser print can work as black and white. You can do a color laser print. Both will work absolutely fine. So now how do we go about this? Now you need a good surface underneath this, so that you can lift up your paper and place it onto your surface. You can use a wax paper. Wax paper is the best, but I have this pear sheet, so I'll just use this. And always put your medium on to the face of your image. So let's just go about it. Just put a good glob of it and you need quite a bit, because when you apply it, you shouldn't be able to see the image. It has to be that thick. So use the brush that you get with your kit, with your transfer medium. Spread it out thoroughly well. And then you can either lift it up or lift your paper and put it on your medium. So I'm just putting it face down. Now another thing to remember in this is to make sure you remove any and every air bubble that you can, because if you leave a single air bubble, that will affect the quality of your transfer. So I generally use this. Sometimes I use my brayer, sometimes I use an old credit card, anything. See, remove all of this and leave it aside to dry. Once you've removed all the air bubbles and cleaned off all the excess transfer medium that is there on your project, just leave it aside to dry, and leave it for at least 24 hours. I leave it for at least 12 to 24 hours. Smaller projects you might not need that much of a time, but pardon my hands. For a larger project like the canvas that I made, I left it alone for 24 hours. Now I've already done this. I'll just use these gorgeous tags. So now once this is 24 hours, it has been drying. Now how do you remove this? Now this is a little messy process, a little slow process, but believe me, it's worth your while once you see when the image comes out. Now you need a sponge, just a little damp sponge. It's not damp enough, I think. Just dampen it a little more. You can use a rag, you can use a sponge. Just wet your image with it. What the heck. So once you've dampened it, just wait for a couple of minutes. You just take this out of the way. This is going to be super messy. So now you let it sit for just a minute or two, and then you can start rubbing. What you're essentially doing is you're removing the paper, and only the image is going to be left behind. You can see you need to be a little gentle. If you rub too vigorously, you'll probably pull off the print. So here you can see the image is completely transferred to the tag. If you feel it's not coming off, or if you feel it's not clear enough, you can let it dry, re-wet the whole image, and then slowly go over and remove all the paper that was there. So here the image is completely transferred onto this tag. Now because my image had white spaces in the background, those white spaces will transfer to your tag or your wood or whatever. So whenever, if you don't want to have any white spaces, it would be better to cut out your images and then put them on the tag, on the wood, on the canvas, on the fabric, whatever. Because if you leave a white border, that white border is going to transfer along with your image. Now if I feel this isn't clear enough, I can go back, dampen it, and then keep rubbing till I'm happy with it. Just make sure you don't rub so vigorously that you remove your image altogether. Okay, so now once your image is transferred to your medium, say your wood, your canvas or your tag, always seal it with another layer of Mod Podge. This is the matte one I have. The canvas that I've made is covered with 5 layers of matte Mod Podge, so it gives a definite seal to it, and I can be sure that this is not going to get spoiled for a pretty long time. This is essentially what your photo transfer medium is going to do. It's going to transfer your image from a printed image onto your favorite medium. Do try this with your t-shirts or your canvas totes or even your canvas shoes. This is just a pretty short video for this photo transfer medium, and if you have any questions, or when you do try them, and if you have any questions or if you fall into some problems, please leave a comment and I will definitely get back to you with whatever answer I can figure out. So see you soon with another video. Have fun and happy crafting, people.